Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
So we are extremely happy to show to go with the first program, Kausar, of
Yes.
the 13 Pillar Society for Peace, and this is so important always, but especially these days. Inside, peace with everybody, peace around the world. So we will have a couple of videos. But first, I want to introduce to you Kawasar Shaya, and she's a great friend from Lebanon, and she's
Well,
really an expert on the 13 Pillar Society. Do you want to give us a little intro? And thank you to be with us.
thank you, thank you. Actually, I wanted to thank you as well for being part of it. Actually, as she was mentioning, I'm from Lebanon, and we've been working with Naomi since a couple years before for the seven petals. And over the time, where all over the world, the revolution been kind of an activist. I realized how important to have a real great society of peace. And then from the seven petal school, we created 13 petal society of peace. We had worked before with Naomi on peace culture, and we know how important to create peace inside and outside of us, so and around us. So as a collective consciousness, we really connect with each other, and we had created this platform, and we are willing to talk about every single petals from the 13 petals, each one separately for the next couple of weeks. I'm so happy to be part of it. I know that all over the world, it's not only in Lebanon. Now in Lebanon, we're having elections, and we're trying to be part of this society to enlighten people, to introduce them to the best out of it. Because if we don't practice peace, if we talk about peace, or if we talk about this society, as long as we talk, it's not going to happen. We need really to make it in action. So put it in action. It's the 13 steps, the 13 petals, and each one has separate steps that we can talk about it for each one separately, and then introduce it to you.
Yes, and we go for 14, 4
One
programs.
more. Yes.
4 programs. It's every week. It will be on Thursday, always
The
the
same
same
time.
time. It's
Yes.
2 p.m. in UK, and you can calculate according to your country. It is in English because so many people were complaining we don't have programs in English. So yes, my dear friends, it's in English with my French accent, but you will understand us.
Beautiful heart. Yes, absolutely.
And it's by Education 3000, in Spanish, Pedagogía 3000, and it's a continuation of the 7 Petal School, and we will see that today. But before, I want to say hi to Natalie. She said hello from Canada, and remind you everybody. Well, thank you, Natalia. Remind you everybody to put some comments or questions for Kausar, because at the end we will open, of course, for comments and questions, and you can even enter the studio if you want to. I will give you the link on the comments, and put a like, subscribe, because we will do more and more program in English, we promise. And we
Wonderful.
have, oh, Cecilia is online too. She said, hello, Naomi and Kausar. Thanks a million for these live programs and for the opportunity to be together once a week. Virtual hug. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes,
And tell us where you are from and what you do for education. We want to know more about you too. And one goal of the program is to project the 13 Pillar Society for Peace, to know where we go with that. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's to unite the 5 continents, to be together, and really to have a peace culture, even during the program, with the exchange and the ideas of everybody. Oh, Valerie Garcia. Hello, Valerie. Hola, Valerie, desde London, UK.
wow. Wonderful, wonderful.
So, yes, we wait for your comments, and at the end, we will open again and see all the comments and the questions. So, dear Kausar, the idea was today to start with the 7-petal school because the whole idea starts a couple of years ago. Actually, that's 20 years ago we started Education 3000, mainly in
Okay.
South America, but then we connect with the other continent. And the idea back then was to have a school, a fun school with many activities and creativity and action and basically fun. And how would I say? Holistic, integral, comprehensive. Comprehensive
Yeah.
is the right word. And it worked pretty well. So we had the 7-petal school as a proposal. And from that, we made it a little bit bigger and we end up with what we want, the 13-pillar society. So shall we start with the video and then we go on with the society we really want?
Yeah. Actually, before we start the videos, I just want to tell our listeners we're so happy to have them there. And my main concern is to, especially now in this time of in the year, we all look forward for a better education. This goes in parallel with the 13 Petals Society of Peace. Actually, with all the research Naomi did and all the great program that we've been working for so many years. Naomi, for how long you've been doing this? For 30 years?
20,
maybe more.
20
30.
years.
20, exactly.
20, 20.
So she's been doing it for so long. We have so many great neuroscientists, physicists, great actors. We have great people who've been working with us on these programs to come up with a beautiful project that we can all share with you. So I just want to tell you that we use the light therapy. We use all this new emotional and intellectual therapy. We use all this updated mindfulness. So we really combined the holistic with the real education that we had, and we came up with a beautiful way of living with the 13 Petal Society, and we will explain it. Maybe you can show the video, and then we can go over some stuff later on.
Yeah, perfect. 20 years, you can tell by my hair.
Oh.
Back then it was all black.
Yeah, actually, we met like 7 years. Me and you, we met 7 years before,
And it was black back then.
yes, and it's still going.
But maybe I'm getting wiser with the white hair. So, dear friends, we go to a brief presentation on the 7-petal school, and from that we will move on. So let's watch.
Hello, my name's Nomi Paimal. I'm going to introduce the School of the 7 Petals. The project of the School of the 7 Petals is a renewed educational system that bears in mind the different levels of development in human beings. It also bears in mind the different levels of society and of the planet itself. The School of the 7 Petals is an integral school, also known as holistic, and it is the result of multidisciplinary research carried out by Pedagogía 3000 and EMANE, a worldwide link for a new education. This is briefly how each of the petals can be described. Petal 1 has to do with physical development and action. It is blue. Petal 2 symbolizes cognitive strategies. It's the yellow petal. Petal 3 is emotional, social, and multicultural. It's pink. Petal 4, the Petal of Beauty. It's white. Petal 5 is ecological. It is green. Petal 6 is productive. It's red. Petal 7, personal development, violet. Let's see each petal one by one. Let's begin with the first petal. Number 1 is the physical body. Action. It's a blue petal. Your focus is on an active and healthy body. one that is pleased to have incarnated on earth and happy to do what it has come to do. Petal 2 is cognitive development, but in an articulated and fun-oriented way. It's a yellow petal. In this petal, we try to learn in an articulated and active way. We are the protagonists and we have fun. We learn subjects that are interesting, useful and scientific, such as quantum physics, quantum chemistry, astronomy, all sorts of mathematics, sciences, new literatures, reconnective geography. Petal 3 is emotional, social and multicultural development. It is pink. This is where we try to foster emotional intelligence, knowing that emotional intelligence is more important than the intellectual quotient as regards success and children's professional and family life. It aims at the development of social sciences, of all that has to do with multicultural life, teamwork, solidarity, a culture of peace and human values. From this petal, future leaders will spring, co-creative, helpful, non-hierarchical and with a conscience. Petal 4 is the petal of beauty. It is white. It's a very precious petal that includes universal geometry, bioarchitecture and the arts. Whoever co-creates beauty co-creates the new world and reinforces his or her own beauty within. Petal 5 is the petal of ecology and it is green. It has to do with anything that helps our planet, with agriculture and organic gardens, along with biotechnology, new, pure and renewable energies, and integral health. Petal 6 is the productive petal. It is red. It helps us learn to produce, to live, and to do and make things harmoniously in a holistic and responsible way. Education becomes complete when one knows how to do and put into practice what one has learnt. This petal includes workshops, economy, new economic systems, and anything to do with trades. Petal 7 is the petal of personal growth. It is violet. This petal fosters children, parents, and teachers with deep inner development and a deep sense of peace. Actually, this petal is the key to success in this system called School of the Seven Petals. What we're asking you to do is this: wherever we are, whatever we do, whether they're small children, prenatal, primary, secondary, university, towns, enterprises, always, please, bear in mind these 7 petals, these 7 levels of development of the human being, of society, and of this planet itself. And let's try to do this in the most harmonious and balanced way possible. And most important of all, let's enjoy the process, let's share it, let's improve it, and let's integrate it. All those petals are within us. Thank you.
Fatto io, si dialano. Fatto io, si dialano. Fatto io, si dialano. Fatto io, si dialano. Fatto fei, fatto plema, io fatto io, si dialano.
Wow, 2013. And now we are growing so much. We are even thinking about university, but a completely different one. And it will be with a 13-pillar society and 4 Ps. And this university will be multicultural, multi-level, multi-dimensional, multi-everything,
Yes.
with non-conventional topics, subject.
I can imagine, yes.
Yeah. Everything that the university don't teach you, the universities, what they don't teach you, will be in our university. The multi-U, it's called multi-U, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000.
Well, yesterday I was watching something related to Tesla, Nikola Tesla. And he's my favorite, actually. I study radiology, MRI. So I know exactly, we study basically his work, because the magnetic field and how it works and how we create the pictures. It took so long for me to understand all that. But he is amazing. And one thing that I realized, that when he was little, he used to be so lonely, and he used to like to create things on his own. And one time he had a malaria, and he had so much fever. So he lost consciousness somehow. And during that time, he realized that he can think more than anybody else. Uh, from my holistic view, I see a lot of people, and this new generation, they're so eager to learn. They're so eager to represent all these things that we've been working on in a way better way. I mean, I see kids 14, 15 years old teaching other kids SOLs. They're bright, great kids. I mean, I know this society need our work to be present, and they need this platform, so we can really change that shift completely into a different dimension, because we've been working hard, and I think it's time for us to achieve what we were looking for.
Yeah, and in Middle East, I remember you used to call all these changes, and we have a lot now on Earth.
Yes.
The big shift. I remember that
Yes,
with diesel shift. Yes.
yes.
And that's true. And it's a shift of consciousness. Please, first, when you want big change, especially on the planet scale, the first shift, the first changes are always consciousness linked to the heart. And then you will see the changes into the matter and into the 7-pillar society. But remember, it's a shift of consciousness, and it's contagious by the law of frequency. It's called the entrelazamiento cuántico, the quantum intertwined or interlink in English.
Oh.
And it's true. It's a vibrational frequency, and then it can go faster than we think. That's the good news. That's the good news. Definitely, we need that. So, what about the 7 petals? Now we go to the 13-pillar society, which is actually exactly the continuation. It is a follower of this school, except we had to put more pillars or more petal or more area, whatever, so we can fit and we can cover all the area the new society will need, or we do need right now, and that that the kids want, that the young people, they do want that, they want a deep, everlasting change. You know what I mean? It's really beautiful. It's a big shift. We're not talking about small change and let's fix this and let's fix that and let's fix the other one. No, something much deeper that would last for a long time, and that is moving and flexible and will be more subtle and be polished, and it will be better along the way because it will be flexible. We don't offer something that will never change, but it's you see, something that will flow and will adapt itself according to the new necessities and the new technologies and the new consciousness and so on.
Well, related to what's going on all over the universe, all over the world, basically, and you realize especially after all what we've been having all lately, the last couple of years, the economy dropped, and then people were looking for anything to replace gas, or and they're going to green economy and all that. Actually, you wouldn't imagine these kids how much they had work on creating a beautiful project from nothing. And even with the can, with the Pepsi and 7-Up and Coke, all this plastic, not plastic, aluminum containers. they create a board where they can they use it like a solar panel board. I mean, we had learned a lot from recycling. We have learned a lot
Yes, yeah.
from a lot of source. We went back to earth and we plant, we grow stuff. The first year it was nothing because we didn't know how to do it, and the second year was better. And this summer, for sure, we're gonna do way better. We get some expertise to teach us how to grow things and study the soils and all that. So people love this, and they wanted to go back to nature. They wanted to go back to earth, to Mother Earth, because we lost a lot of that, and we lost the connection as well too. By bringing ourselves back to this connection, I mean, we will not only shift, we will have really the life that we were looking for. I always was thinking that I'm searching for something that I wanted to find, until I realized this is inside of me and I can really create it, because it's not something that I have to find around me. It's in me. So when I start doing all this thing, I felt like I'm part of everything, and this part of me that connect to every single person around me, that we created a big, beautiful consciousness that, that can elevate everything around us. And this is really happening. And there is a lot people like us. I know there's so many people listening to us now. I mean, they will agree with me because I have seen them as well, what they have done during the time.
That's true. That's true. When you realize we are all interconnected,
Yes.
wow, you're more responsible, but more loving. And you realize what you do for the others is for you, what you do for you is for others. And it's another perspective, and it's peace inside. Yeah. What about if we go to the 13 pillars?
Okay.
So we have your video actually.
Okay. All right.
And then we go to the comments and question, and I promise I will give you the link. So if you want to enter the studio and talk to us live, you are more than welcome. We will do a live exchange.
Wonderful.
So let's go to the video. Let's see where I put it. I think it's here. And let's have a review of the 13 pillars.
Okay.
And then each Thursday, each week, we will cover one pillar, one by one by one. And I promise we will see Tesla, we will see new source of energy, we will see many new beautiful things. And that will open our vision, consciousness, and capacity of loving. Let's go to the video.
Okay. Hi, my name is Kausar Chaya. I'm from Lebanon. I'm going to talk to you today about the 13 Pillar Society for Peace. The 13 Pillar Society for Peace came actually after we started working the last couple of years in 7 Petal schools. 7 Petals, it's very much we already knows and talked a lot about this. Today, actually, I'm going to tell you more about the 13 Petal Society of Peace. The 13 Petal Society, it comes in different color as well too, from blue to yellow to pink to white, green, red, and violet. So each color represent a society or one or more society, and then we're going to learn more about each one separately in every week. This first week, actually, I'm just going to tell you more about all of them at once, like in a summary. And then we're going to go in deep details in each one of them later on every week until we finish the 13 categories. Okay. So the first one is the blue petals. And the blue petals, basically, it was in more like a kinetic development. But when it comes to the 13 Petal Society of Peace, we did register it under sport and health prevention. Okay. Why we did set it as these two categories? I mean, for health is we promote exercise, and we promote self training as well in these categories. When we talk about sport, we don't put it much as competitions, like all the games that that we all used to play. We're trying to focus here more on the elevation of a new way of looking at sport from a way of good health, and then without any competitions. There's so many new games that we have practiced with the children, and even with adults. Some of them even really easy ones, like breathing, there's so many new games that we created in sport that we can really focus for preventing sickness. And for health as well, we're trying to be our own doctors by promoting more awareness on this petal, and trying to be living in a more healthy environment. And we know it's all connected. We're going to realize that when we go from one petal to another petals, we're going to realize that in each petal there is something connected to the one before. So we cannot separate them from each other. It's all connected, and we are all connected. So when we go to the next petal, it's the yellow petal. The yellow petal, it's a science and technology, high tech, low tech. So when we talk about that, and we do have integrated education as well too. So when we talk about these things, we realize like how important is to combine clean energy, biotech, high tech and low tech, quantum physics, biochemistry, and multi-level of geometric math and geometric studies. We realize how the connection between each one of them. You cannot separate all these major from each other. What's the connection between physics and chemistry? Okay, and I always ask my students these questions. I teach them over the summer camp for 7 Petal School. So the difference between math and biology and physics. We all know nowadays we think everything is basically in vibration and frequency. And to have that vibration and frequency, you have to have energy for it. The energy is from the chemistry part. We can talk a lot about this later on in the future. I can explain it, how it works. When we talk about high tech, we talk about science. And when we talk about low tech, we talk about green energy and how we can adapt it to live in a very much sustainable green environment. And we're gonna see how all this stuff connected to each other. So when we talk about integral educations, the education that we're looking for, actually from Education 3000, we can learn a lot about having a new generation of talented people have more passion to be geniuses, maybe, to find themselves in doing what they want, what they love, and what they really need to see themselves in the future. And when a special environment, they wanted to participate and make it their really home, sweet home. So we're trying to promote more diversity, solidarity into the education, and trying to let the kids not to be in the school system, not to be bored, trying to create more program where the kid can be more discovered the reality around him, know exactly what he wants, and be his own genius. So the program is really phenomenal. I think we already have talked about the 7 petals in our programs, and it's phenomenal. When it comes to the pink petals bring peace, culture, and that's why I like pink a lot. It's a solidarity and geopolitics. The geopolitics actually with trying to create social, between social science and justice. Social science it's where we can learn more about each other's, more about our culture and everybody's culture, and we can combine what it's connect us. There's so many things that connect us as a human being on this world, and especially the collective mind and the consciousness of the collective consciousness can bring us together to create this justice and ethical and cultural way of, we promote solidarity and peace culture. So we're going to see a lot of activities on that, and we can promote this in every single episode. And when it comes to that, I mean, I can talk forever about peace, and we all know we cannot live in the world where we feel like we're so close to each other, each other these days, especially after the social media. It opened the door for each one of us to be to see the good things on each other and to promote peace really for one time and to be grateful for. So it comes, the next petals is the white petal after the pink, and the white petal is the very much it's about art and urbanist bio agriculturist. So when it comes to these petals, we all know the what connects all of us. We don't have to speak the language. I know sometimes we are separated by speaking different languages. We don't understand each other. When it comes to art, we do understand all together. It doesn't have a language. It's a universal language. It comes from poetries to music, the music part and the cultural part of the music. What can be more likely that we need to talk more about. We need to be more proud of our culture and how we can promote ourselves to other by being unique in certain how and respect other people's as well ethnicity. So working on this petal, I learned a lot because I used to take my kids to school in the state, and they used to have international day, likely at the preschool or at the school, where we used to get together all from different countries. All right, here I come back. Okay, well, I was telling you about the story of my kids in school, where they used to go for different activities representing each one their own culture at the international nights. And we used to eat from different dishes from different countries and celebrate with each other all this phenomenal together with all the respect to each other. So this is where we really talk here about ethnicity and art. When it comes to the urban life, we all have different environment, different culture, and solidarity and ethnicity. When it comes to that, can be respected from different places, and we all can come together as a human to really promote peace and love to every single community that we can create. The green petals, we all know the green petals, right? The green petals, Society of Peace. It's more about nutrition, agriculture, because we're talking green, and alternative energy, and when we talk about all these kind of thing, we do remember how powerful we are to do such a thing. It's like it's like the universe. It's recycling itself. So we can use every single alternative energy and have sustainable lifestyle for us and for our environment. Living in nature and respecting the nature we live in, it's part of the of this green petal. Nutrition, consciousness, the nutrition of our consciousness as well. It's only not only to feed my body. It's feeding my mind as well to um, living in a positive, non-violent communication. It's part of it as well too. So it's all combined, as we were speaking before. All this petal connect to each other in somehow. So if I really need a healthy body, I really need to eat healthy, organic food and grow my own vegetables, respect the environment, live in a beautiful, healthy environment, be nice and grateful for my neighbors and for my country, for my society, and then as well work on myself and on my surrounding, with creating a new I don't want to say technology, new way of living, new lifestyle, new healthy lifestyle. And when I talk about this again, there's so many options. I can tell you about it. The green. Yeah, we were talking about the recovering soils. We can talk about, decontaminated nuclear waste. There's so many things that we can do in this petals to keep up the good work. And as we know, there is so many free cleaning energy. We can promote. We don't need we don't need the frustration that's happening now about the gas and the prices going up and going down. If we can just live simple life the way that it used to be done, before, that we can really have a sustainable lifestyle, and we can just all live together happily ever after. Maybe we dream about that. I'm not sure. I have 2 more to go. Okay, I want to go a little bit faster now. The fair economy and the last petal is a personal development. The fair economy actually it summarized all what I talked about. The fair economy is to promote this through solidarity, through helping each other's business and promoting each other in business, and have one hand with another hand to create this circle of and boundary to promote, win-win system. The win-win system is not hard to make, and it's very much we can talk about it freely, sometimes in details later on, and I can explain it to you. You need to keep up with me so you can learn all about that. And the last petal, the violet, indigo, the personal and consciousness development. This petal, I can see from 10 years till now how much we have changed. And this new generation, they were born with it. They have so many high consciousness. Their attitude is phenomenal. I love what they're doing. I love what they're heading to. So we're trying to promote this in a way that we can break the ice between the old generation and the new generation by creating beautiful, clean, higher consciousness to create all the 7 from 7 to 13 petal society for peace. I love you so much. I will be happy to answer all your questions. Please feel free to send me any emails or notes. We can definitely promote this in every single country all over the world. We're the messenger of peace society, and then way to go. Education 3000, all the love. Thank you.
How is it to listen to yourself?
Well, we recorded this really quickly because we were afraid that we're gonna lose the electricity, and we don't have internet here in Lebanon. So I realized how I was talking fast, first of all, and then I was doing so many things. It was funny though,
Yeah,
but
it was clear. You managed to present 13 pillars in 16 minutes.
Yes, I had really short time to represent that before the internet goes out, and we live in a country where we don't have electricity all day, we don't have internet all day, so it's sad, but trying to survive. And we know we know there is a big light at the end of the tunnels. I'm sure that we're gonna reach that light soon.
Of
Okay.
course. Of course. Would you mind to remind us your email, because you said you will share your email?
It's my name, as you see it on the screen, KAWSARCHAYA@gmail.com. Really, I can answer your questions if you have any. You need more details about each petals. We will be talking about each one separately. From next week on, we're gonna start with the blue petal next week. Blue petals, which is, we've been talking about the prevention health, and then I've been taking course on one. It wasn't a course; it was like a conference, and one of the university here in Lebanon, and NDU. It's a Notre Dame school, so it's really a good university here in Lebanon. They had a program from California. What they're doing these days in the state as well too, the insurance companies creating these programs and funding these programs for the people to have prevention, so before they got sick, they try to get them to have a better lifestyle. And then you see in California, you don't go to these clinic. It's like very much the same vision that you see in every clinic you go. The chairs and then the tables and all that. You go, it's like a home living. It's a beautiful home living style, and they just tell you, and they tell you, what you really wanted to do to make your life way better. Because for prevention, you really need to do sport, and this is what I was talking when I was telling about the first petal. I mean, we really have to make our life way healthier, because we went down into the drain with all these diseases that we created from the food, from the filthy environment that we start living in, from all this car and all this, air pollution. And so we all know that. And when I work with the kids and the Seven Petals again, and I talk to them about this stuff, they know it all. I mean, I cannot imagine they are all getting into it, and they wanted to change the environment themselves. So I'm sure being close to them and closing this gap between the old generation and new generation is going to make this shift really, it's going to happen fast.
And we will see this in detail, because we have one program only on healthy sport, healthy.
Okay.
And we have another program only on preventive health and all these beautiful new trends about holistic health and well-being. And it's integral, not only the body, everything. So we have the surprise. You know what we are going to do, Kawsar?
Yes.
I'm going to invite people.
Okay.
Listen. We are live now. When it's going to be afterwards on YouTube, we can't do that. But for now, you have the opportunity to be with us in the studio, and we can share your ideas.
Oh, that's nice.
So
wonderful.
I'm going to put the link in the comments. The first person, what it says, the two first person will click on this link, will be in the studio, and then we will call them, and you will be like, yes, what do you think? And we will see which country and which continent is brave enough to go on the link. So 1, 2, 3, the link is right here, and it's on the comments on YouTube and Facebook, both at the same time. And then see who will enter. You have a couple of minutes to enter and get ready. Don't worry.
Yes.
It's a family thing. And let's see the comments. We have more comments now from different countries. And we have Natalie, PVF. Natalia, how do we reignite the love of learning in teenagers? Would you like to answer that?
Actually, when you tell them to create what they really want, you're not gonna just feel the love on their work. You're just gonna feel how precious is just to listen to these people, to these kids. I mean, we got used to tell them what to do. We really now need to listen to them and ask them what they want and how they can promote what they want into an action. And now with the internet and with all this research thing that they can tap into, you wouldn't imagine. I have 14 years old. He can cook everything. He go online and he bring recipes, and he made a big mess in the kitchen for his mom. He doesn't care, but he always brings some dessert and some sweet. And even the dough, he make it clean. Fresh from scratch. Dough, and I cannot even do it myself. This new generation, if you just tell them, give them the space, give them the
space
really.
and action. If they can do,
yes,
they feel good, they feel useful,
and they do it from the love.
They learn while doing.
Absolutely.
Basically.
And if she was talking about different love, the teenager love, I don't see this now as much as before, because people live more freely. In the days before, it was like forbidden. It was like, they don't want to let the girls stay with the boys in the class. They would separate them. They didn't want them to talk to each other. Now they talk on social media all the time. This wasn't, it changed completely. So, and then the kids in a younger age now know more about all this relation. So even that make them more mature to represent themselves and whenever they're comfortable with it. So it's not like way before, and this is way more healthier, because we're trying to teach them too about their body and about all that, and we really need to be in love at the end. So it's all about that.
You know what you can do, Kausar? After these 14 programs on the 13 Pillar Society, where we know where we want to go, we can do a program just on education, because this will raise a lot of questions, and all together we have so many answers and tools.
Sure.
We have, look, La Verda Te Hará Libre. Hello from Mexico.
Yes, hello from Mexico.
Truth will make you free, or will liberate you.
Oh, what? Beautiful. What is that? She said something, or she asked a question?
No, La Verda Te Hará Libre means the truth will make you free, or gives you freedom. Okay. If you know the truth, it gives you liberation. Absolutely. How can we make the transition from old education to these new tools? Well, that's the old program we have to do after this one. But meanwhile, my dear La Verdad Te Hará Libre, you can go to Education 3000. Let me find for you the link. And meanwhile, there is books and handbooks, and we have like more than almost 100 videos in English with masterclass and all that, and many tools. Because this is exactly what you have to do. It's a change, a way of life. It's big, and it starts with the adult and with inner peace. So yes, we can change, definitely. La Verdad Te Hará Libre. We have more comments here as well. And we have people in the studio. We have 4 people.
Wow, really?
So wonderful. Oh. Yeah. So we will have them all. And meanwhile, you can always, I'm looking. Yes. Okay. We have comments from Shirley. So we have Ileana. We have to know where you are from and everything. Natalia, Shirley, and Irma. What if all of you, we have space here. If all of you go live with us, and if you want to present yourself and share your ideas about the 13 Pillar Society, are you ready, everybody?
Yes.
Yes. And Shirley, when you have the camera on, you will be on as well. So, ready. Welcome to Ileana. Welcome to Natalia. And welcome to Irma. So let's start with Ileana. Where are you from?
Hello, my name is Ileana. I'm from Mexico City.
Oh, wonderful.
Welcome. Great. We have many people from Mexico today.
Great.
Yes, and we want to do a university in Mexico. You will have the big surprise soon. We have a project for you.
Yay!
Yeah. It's called the Multi-U 3000, 4000, 5000. Any comment or questions for Kausar? Did you like the 13 Pillar
Yes, I
Society?
I have a question. I have a teenager. She's always in connect with Facebook, TikTok, all that social.
Hmm.
How how can I help her to change, for example, to healthy creative sports
Hmm.
because of the social, she's she's very competitive.
Oh,
And
I see.
so I tell her to meditate, for example, because I like meditation, she's
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing. You
oh,
like
it's bored.
it. But maybe not. That's not, maybe she likes other things. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Kausar, I will
Yes.
welcome Shirley, and she will be in the studio with us because now she has a camera on. Hello, Shirley. So, Kausar, it's up to you. Oh,
Okay, I will answer her now. By the time everybody enter. Actually, I have a kid as well. She's a big girl now. She didn't like to meditate with me, so I didn't force her. But I get her to be busy with something that she likes. She loved to sing all the time, so and now she have her own yeah, music, her own singing. Studios, and she become really very very successful. See what she really liked the most. Sometimes it doesn't have to be art. It's something that she really liked to create for herself. And then when you keep her busy with the thing that she wanted to do, she's gonna let go for other stuff. But if you want her to practice some exercise or just go out, you can sign her in a class and go with her, or let somebody else from her friend to sign up with her, and just that can be contagious kind of thing. So lately we've been doing so much online because there's so many yoga class online. There's so many other class online. That's a dancing class. I mean, let her just choose what she wants, and don't choose for her. Just give her choices. Usually it works perfect. How old your daughter? How old is she?
My daughter is 12. She's 12
12,
years.
exactly. Oh, this is a perfect age for her. 12, she's very enthusiastic, and she wanted to do everything. And then I know TikTok now with my niece as well, she does the same thing. Um Give her something to do for her own sake, and give her a space, and let her always come up with the great things for you. Sign her in gymnastics, sign her in dancing class, sign her in something that she might like to do with other friend of her. And this is will break the time for her too. And don't give her more time, and especially at night. And if she's not having her homework done, don't let her go on social media. I mean, social media is wonderful. It brings a lot of talent in the kids, but if it's too much and if it's competitive, I mean, if she puts herself in competition with others, and this is not healthy too. So don't let her feel like she's always competing with others. Let her compete with herself first, and always tell her that, and give her choices. This is what I was saying. When you give the child choice, mentally, and this is all the doctors said that say that mentally we try to choose one. But if you tell her to do that, she said yes or no. Maybe she would do it, she wouldn't do it. But if you give her choice, do this or do that, she would choose one. So always give her a choice. And then when you give her a choice, she will start thinking that, oh, my mom telling me uh, to do this and that, and she will give me a choice to do it. So she will choose.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Great.
so I promise we will do more programs on the education
Yes,
because
yes,
it's a big issue. Thank
yes.
you. Thank you so much, Ileana. Let's go to Natalia. Where are you from?
Hello, I am from Canada. Very, very
Oh,
happy to be
wow,
here. Hi.
wonderful.
Welcome.
Thank you. And, Kausar and Noemi, thank you so much for all you are doing. So many years, my goodness. And I can tell you are doing it from your heart. So much love and passion. So, as a parent as well, I, and I'm sure that's going to come like in the next episodes or encounters with you. But, how do I accompany my child? She's also 12 years old, right? And how do I reprogram myself, because I have to relearn, I guess, right? I grew up in a system, but now things are changing and for the better, right? How do I also shift myself and then help her along the way? It's a very broad question, I know, but if you had
Okay.
if you had
I
a
would
couple of
answer
tips
that.
on how to start, where to start.
Okay. Actually, it's really like I was telling her earlier. Now, I mean, about giving her a choice. But this generation, I mean, if you let her talk to you about things that she never talked to you about, if you be more open to her, to listen to her, just be a good listener. Don't do anything. Just be a listener, and you wouldn't imagine how bright she is and how connected she is and how conscious she is about so much. This generation, I have seen so much in them. When you give them all the attention, they're gonna bring up everything on them, and then when they release all that to you, and they're not gonna feel the relationship now between mom and a daughter. They're gonna feel like you're a friend, you're like a sister to each other. So break this ice, let her tell you everything. Be more open to listen to her. Have more time to her just to talk to each other. Sometimes she doesn't like to come and talk to you. Go to her and see what she's talking about, and just listen. Maybe the first time she's not gonna say anything, but the second time she wouldn't even say anything too. Maybe you're gonna try so many times until she open up. Once she open up to you, try just not to give her any comment. Just try to be like a mediator for her, just to be a listener, and let her release all that. Once she starts trusting you more, that you're her friend, not the mom anymore, you're gonna feel how bright she is, and if there is anything that she feel like you can help her with, she's gonna come and tell you. But nowadays, these kids, they think they know more than their parents. They know more than their family. And then this is where we always clash. And they always wanted to do the thing in their own way, without any respect to us as a parents, and with all the things that we have done for them. And now as well too, we always, especially living in Canada, my brother in Canada, and he have 3 kids actually. So my niece is going to college this year, and I love them. So to tell you, to break the ice between you and her, it's just by listening. It's a phenomenal thing. This is one of the options. I'm sure that as the Naomi was saying, we can have class for that. We can talk about this a lot more in detail.
We will.
Yeah.
And by listening, you listen with the heart. How
Yes.
can I do that? It's like you try to pull down your ears, your brain and thought, you breathe, and then
Don't
you
judge.
open and imagine
Absolutely.
your heart is listening. It's
Yes.
fantastic. It's called empathic listening.
Yes.
All right,
Thank
we
you.
will talk
Thank
more.
you.
We have many sessions, the whole year actually. Shirley, are you ready? Where are you from? Put your microphone on. Oh, let's see if I can do it. Activa. Yeah, you are.
Hi. I will
Hi.
Welcome.
yeah, I'm here. I will introduce myself, but it's the connection here is really bad, so I don't know how far I'm gonna manage to go. But thank you so much. It's been wonderful to listen to you. I'm originally from Brazil, but I live in London.
London.
Yeah, so my daughter is age 8. She goes to a Steiner school. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. I had a question about um, how is, I think I sent on a comment, but how is a day like in the school, and in terms of are children free to choose what they want to work on, or is there a schedule? How is that? Yeah.
My dear, it depends on the school. There is no rule. Because if we start to have rule as a proposal, as Education 3000, we start in a in a bad way. There is no rule. So each school can choose their methodology. They can choose if they want everything free, or if they want to have some guidelines. It's up to them. As long they use the 7 petals that we saw in the video, so the education is in completely comprehensive, is going to be okay with us. You know, it depends on the country, the culture. I mean, so many factors. And
Yeah.
if the kids are happy and they are growing and flourishing, we are happy too. And if the teachers have no stress and are able to listen, and the parents are happy too, and that's it. That's it.
Actually, you know, we set schedules for them, and then we never have to stick to the schedules because I mean, it's really, I mean, if I know the curriculums and what I want them to learn, and I have set over the summer camp, we did 13 hours education 3000 at 7 Petal School. The 13 week, it wasn't enough at all for us to teach them what I want to teach them. But you wouldn't imagine in 13 weeks, the kids were so hyper after the online things, and they don't want to learn anything. They were so bored sitting home and playing the games, like what you were saying. And then they came to camp to do different activities. They were like they missing all that. It feel like, you know, they were looking for something and they find it. You know how it feels this way. So it was really nice to create that. But we don't the way that I have done it with the kids, I just see what they need the most, and I work with them so to open up. Because if I got to set the schedules and stick to the schedules and they're not listening, what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna gain anything. So I'm trying to open up a way that I can let them come to me with an open heart, so we can use our time wisely and beneficially for them to learn the most out of it, you know, and not get bored at the same time too. So they had a lot of games and they were singing, dancing, and we learn science by songs. So it was a lot of fun.
Wow. So it's really required a lot of trust to
Yes,
believe
yes.
that they will be fine, and they will learn their
Well,
way, and they will cover.
what we
Yeah.
have worked with Naomi too, and I think I don't know if we mentioned that she came here to Lebanon for 21 days. We had done some training on teachers, so we had trained the teacher first, and then we start doing the camp. But even though the teacher, they've been teaching for so many years, right? So when we start doing the things together on the kids, they were still firm. They will still didn't lose that kind of way of doing it. You know, it's all take time and practice. Because I'm not a teacher, and I'm teaching this for them to come loose and just be a listener and try to introduce this stuff in a different way, blah blah blah. I was doing it naturally, like what you were saying, from the heart. But for them, they got used to do it all this time. Most of them, they were teaching 11, 13 years. I don't know for how long. So it's really hard for them as well to come up with the new way, freely, like the way that we're trying to promote it. So it's gonna be over the time accumulation.
Yeah, it's more about the teachers actually than the kids.
Mm.
Thank you, Shirley, and good luck in London. I guess you're in London.
Yeah, wonderful. You can come.
And
We're not that
Irma is
far.
back. So we will, yeah, because we passed the
Yeah.
hour, definitely. Irma is back, and welcome. Where are you from?
Hi, I'm from Mexico.
Okay,
See,
you got two
Mexico
from
is
Mexico. Yes, yes,
down
yes.
today.
Yes, I was in Mexico last year with my son. We went to Cancun for the, yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, but
Yeah.
the whole world is beautiful. You just don't know everything. Okay, so
Absolutely.
I was thinking, as I heard you talking about the 13 pillars, I was thinking because I have the chance to work with children, and
Okay.
and I have seen that they learn more from what they see that we do
Absolutely.
than from what we say or what we try to teach them. So as I heard you, I noticed that I don't have balance in my pillars myself. So
Mm.
I was wondering if you could give us some advice on how to I don't know, review that part in ourselves as adults so that we can be more inspiring for children to find that balance.
It's a great questions actually. Working on the kids, it doesn't come alone like the way that we have studies. My background is holistic medicine, so I studied diagnostic imaging and I study MRI. I work in the state for over 15 years. What, the echo of the sounds. Okay. So this make me look at the thing in more open, broad vision. Okay. When we talk about the seven petals as well, and we combine them with each other, it's really important not to separate them. Okay. So from my point of view, I always go back to the way of thinking. Even with each petals, what we need to bring to the students is let their brain work fully in a way that when we go to math, we think that other one part of the brain work. When you go to arts, another part of the brain do different things as well. So they say right brain, left brain thing. When I need to do any activities, I need to create the whole six sense, not the five sense only to work. So and each kid, you're gonna find each kid have different ability to vision or to hear, to different sense of them, and you're gonna realize that too. Some kids like to taste thing, like to smell things, so and aroma and stuff. So use five senses on them, and then let their six senses be awakened with that. So don't try to just do it like the way that we used to do it, right? The straightforward, like math, they will say, and math, nobody like math. No, we really need to teach the kids different way of teaching math and science and biology. When I was in going to college, I finished high school, and this was in late 80s. I was like, why do I have to take all this elective class? I'm thinking it's so much about the election now. the elective class. So I thought, I don't have to take biology again and math again in college, and I'm going for a major classes. I mean, why do I have to take all this classes? And I know the kids ask themselves this question as well too. I remember when I took the aroma class, and I become an aromatherapist as well. I learned really the hormones and the essential oils. There are very much the same hormones in our body, and this is why we have to learn chemistry. I learned the vibration that gives this body by the food or by the energy that we create. It's all from physics. If I don't understand physics really well and I don't combine it with math and science, I mean, I cannot make sense of all the thing around me. I cannot move forward for a different consciousness and a higher consciousness. So the kids these days, they know the difference. They know the difference because they're always searching for what they want, and then they're eager to learn. as my niece is my nephew actually. He's in Kuwait now, and he's 14 years old now. He was born in the state when I was still there. I tell him, since he opened his eyes, I tell him, you're gonna be a genius. I always tell him that every time I see his grade, every time I see him playing games or doing anything and he's succeeding, I say, I know, I told you, since you open your eyes, you're gonna be a genius. So I always tell my kids and my nieces and my nephews all this kind of thing, and I really want them to think that they are genius, and I want them to believe themselves. So we didn't have that. My mom didn't tell me that. I mean, I was so scared in the morning because I didn't memorize all the histories book, studies and all this geographic mapping and all stuff. I'm happy that I learned it. I'm not saying that, but to create this and give it to our new society and to our kids, it's really something that we're working on now. And I think it's not only me. There's so many other people around the world doing the same thing that we're doing now. And we just need to find them and to make this happen.
Wow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think we could go on for 1 more hour, but we will go back to the event and see what's going on. I want to thank you, Natalia or Natalie.
Thank you so much.
Shirley, Irma. I wish you all the best wherever you are, and maybe we see you next week.
Yeah. Stay in touch.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you
take
so
care.
much.
Okay.
Thank you to you, Natalia. Thank you, Shirley.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Irma. And you are
I
back
love
in
you.
the backstage.
All right.
And we have question here. Can I show you this? Giovanna's page.
Quantum healing.
USA. Dear Kausar, are you going to talk about quantum healing? I guess that will be the second pillar. Are you going to talk about that?
Well, I can tell you is that all the healing energy that we do studies over the time, from pranic healing to Reiki to quantum healing to there's so many different schools. They all teach to give healing by hand. Just do not touch, clean the aura, and just do all this. People first when they see you like cleaning the auras and doing things in front of them, I remember that long days ago, they were like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. I mean, what she's doing with her hands around the people. So they wouldn't like it. But now, because it's open to everyone and they're seeing the difference with the energy shift after the sessions, they start looking at it in a different way. And plus, science prove quantum healing. I mean, your hand are energy. And then I'm sure that we're going to talk about this in details. And I'm going to tell you each finger, what's the frequency on each one. There's so many things that we can learn about this.
So,
Definitely.
Dear Giovanna, when we go to the second pillar, which is in 15 days,
yes,
we will talk about preventive health, well-being, and quantum healing. Deal?
Yes.
That's okay?
Yes.
And look, I have a great friend here, Madame Suzanne Sophie from Kurdistan, Iraq.
Wow,
Hi, Madame Suzanne. So glad
Sophie.
to see you. It's like a big family, right?
Wow, that's
A
beautiful.
quick question for you, my dear. What is the sixth sense?
Oh, sixth sense.
We close with this one.
Oh, the sixth sense is our intuition.
Intuition.
Okay, so your intuition is when you feel things before it happens. When somebody calls you, you need to talk to them, and they call you like just a minute before you bring your phone and call them. It's a telepathy. The sixth senses is sometimes you're going somewhere and you feel like you don't want to go, and you have your tummy tells you
like
something.
A gut feeling.
Yeah, it's a gut feeling, exactly. So this is what we call the sixth sense, because our intuitions, it's connected to and then we will explain that as well too later on, with the pituitary glands. The pituitary glands, and it's the intuition.
And this part of the forehead, because this is linked to. So and it's called to develop the frontal lobe and prefrontal lobes, and it's linked to that as well. And one of the goal of Education 3000 is
Actually,
to really develop this part of the brain.
A lot of people, Naomi, you wouldn't imagine. A lot of people have a headache, and then when they do have the headache, they will tell you here. I mean here,
Right
and
spot,
sometimes
yeah.
in the back. It's the headache comes because we don't not listen to our intuition. We don't listen to it. We need to start listening to our intuition because it's our antenna. So
maybe if you have an headache, your intuition and sixth sense wants to wake up, and you don't let them.
Yes, absolutely. And they say I used to teach our the students when they do have a multiple choice test. Go with the first choice, with the first whatever you think is the right answer. Just go with the first one. And when you change your mind, you disconnect with your intuition.
Disconnect.
So your intuition tells
First
you.
intuition is it's the right one.
Yes.
A good tip. So
Yes,
when you have to choose between a couple of fiancé or boyfriend, the first one is the right one.
So listen
Nice
to us next week, and we're gonna learn a lot more about the blue petal, the first petal of the 13.
Here we have our flyer.
Of
So that's for next week. It's a blue petal. It's called Healthy Creative Sport and Artistic and Cooperative. So a complete different view on sport and well-being.
Yes.
So we see you next week with this subject. And you take care.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much, Naomi.
Bye.
For connecting.